Two bomb locations, two teams, one objective. What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Call of Duty School strategies and tips on how to win game modes and how to perfect everything else, maybe, and some other stuff that you might find interesting and everything else. Now, anyways, guys, in this episode, we're gonna look at one of my favorite game modes in Call of Duty, and it's called Demolition. Now, Demolition is a fun, fast-paced, action game mode that's full of explosives and gunfire and all this other stuff and air support and all this other crap and everything. Now, it's a really fun game mode, and this game mode can really end quick. The rounds can end quick, or they could, they could take a while, for each round, and it can even go to overtime, which is one site. All right, so now let's get on with it. When this game mode, you gotta decide what role you're gonna play. Now, I know I say a lot of what role you're gonna play, the offensive or defenses, because it's true. In any game mode, I'm always gonna start with this. I'm always gonna give you guys the tactics for the offensive and for the defensive roles. Now, there's a lot of things you just gotta know, and that's why I'm right here. That's what I'm doing this for. Now, if you're gonna be the offensive role, you can choose. All right, I'm gonna be the attacker, right? The offensive role guys are gonna be the attackers. They are the ones that are going to get in and get out, while the defense is gonna protect the bomb, so it could blow up. These are the guys that they rush for the when you guys are in the offensive. When you guys have the bomb on your side, these are the guys. The offensive team are the ones that are gonna rush in and go for the bomb. Plant that way. One of the bombs, sets off, and you guys can win the round, and win the game. Now, let me get started. For the offensive, I recommend using an assault rifle or SMG as your primary. Since you're gonna be moving a lot, you gotta be quick. Assault rifles you can move quick too, but with the SMG, you can move faster. Depending on the map, if it's a small map, go for the SMG. If it's a medium-sized map or large, go for the assault rifle. They're better. Assault rifles are better in overall combat. Especially medium to large. Those are the best. But SMGs are good for small. So if you have dome, go for the SMG. You move quicker. And if it's medium like lockdown or resistance, go for the assault rifle. Those are good, good options right there. And for the secondary, I recommend using a machine pistol or handguns. You can move faster with those. Now, for the lethal and tactical, I recommend using like a frag grenades or Semtex or even C4s. Some of you guys are pretty good at C4s or Semtex and everything like that. And for tactical, I recommend using a tactical insertion to spawn closer to the bomb site. When you die, you won't be sent all the way back to your spawn point of your team. You'll be much more closer to the bomb site. So you can plant the bomb more. You have another chance to plant the bomb. So, and or instead of the tactical insertion, you could also use the smoke grenades, which is I use a lot because you use the smoke grenades to use for cover when you're planting the bomb. You pop a smoke and you go for the bomb. So the enemies will be like, oh fuck, where's he at? In the bottom, top, left, or right, in the back of it. They're gonna throw a grenade or something, for to kill you, I guess. Now for the perks, now these are important, especially number 2. Now for the perks, I recommend using extreme conditioning, to get to the bomb more faster and everything. And the second perk, which is I highly recommend very much, is blast shield. Blast shield to withstand those grenades being thrown at you, because there's gonna be a bunch of grenades, RPGs coming at you depending on what map you're playing. Like let's say Oasis, one of the bomb sites, I think it's B. B has a wall next to the bomb site, and a lot of people use RPGs to use that to hit on the wall to kill you. But with Blast Shield Pro or Blast Shield, you can withstand a couple of RPGs and you can still plant the bomb, which is one of the perks I highly recommend if you're playing Demolition. Now for the next one is, sit rep to detect any traps along the way, claymores, bouncy berries, and everything. But for the third pick, you can pick whatever you want. Choose the one you like, and that's pretty much it. Now for the strike package, I recommend using the assault strike package. UAVs, predator missiles, or precision airstrikes, reapers, stuff like that. Choose the ones you guys like, or the specialist strike package. You can move faster, you get those extra perks, and you could plant the bomb better. Now that's pretty much it for the offense. They're the ones that are gonna go in and out. And when you guys plant the bomb, the defense is gonna go move up to the bomb site, and the offense and defense are gonna protect the bomb so that they could blow up. Now for those guys who want to be on the defense, they're gonna be the ones who are gonna protect the rushers. They're gonna be the ones who are gonna defend the bomb site, and they're the ones who are going to kill the attackers from defusing the bomb. Now for the primary weapon, I recommend using depending on the map, like I said, assault rifle, sniper rifles, LMGs are good options, or SMGs. But usually assault rifle, snipers, and LMGs are good options for those. You could suppress the guys and everything, suppress the enemy players, and make them go back or whatever. Anyways, for the secondary, I recommend using a launcher weapon. Like I said before, like on Oasis, there's a wall right there, the site and the bomb site B, I think it's B, and they use the wall, they throw RPGs at it, and it kills and everything. Using like some sort of grenade launchers, or RPG smalls, those are great options for secondaries to prevent the enemy attackers from planting the bomb, or stuff like that. Or like if they try to get close to it, you could send an RPG or anything to kill them and everything. From far away, from distance. Like smalls are really good because they're really, you pinpoint where they're gonna be. Where do you aim? And I really can't talk right now. And they go straight anyways. I'm just trying to say that. For some reason I couldn't say it or something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't check this out. Anyways, for lethal and tactical, I recommend using explosive weapons, frags, semtex, or C4s, to set up traps, or they're trying to plant the bomb, you throw a semtex or frag grenade. Now for the tacticals, I recommend using the tactical insertions, the portable radar, or the trophy system. Now the tactical insertions I recommend using, that way you'll be close, near the bomb site. That way when you get killed, you won't have to travel as far as when you spawn from your teammate site or whatever, or no, where your spawn points at. Anyways, portable radar, that way you can detect the enemy players that were like, all right, they're over here, like someone guys are over here, let's go after these guys, let's wait for these guys. And the trophy system is to defend them, yourselves from being blown up. That way, like usually on the defense, one of the rushers is planting the bomb, the defense guy could set up a trophy system to protect the rusher, or your teammate rusher, from incoming grenades or frags or even RPGs. That really helps a lot. I've used that tactic a lot. It saves my teammates a lot. We get the plant, we defend the plant, and the bomb site. I'm trying to say the plant, bomb site, and we get the explosion, I guess. That's what you call it. Anyways, for the perks, I recommend using sleight of hand, for those quick reloads, or what's that, a blind eye pro, one of those things. But I recommend more the sleight of hand for those quick reloads. You're gonna be in a lot of engaged battles. Blast shield, of course. When it comes to demolition, there's gonna be a bunch of grenades, explosive weapons everywhere. So I highly recommend Blast Shield Pro as your second perk, or unless you're using the specialist, specialist strike package, be that as your first perk you achieve after 2 kills. Anyways, now the Blast Shield Pro is for those to withstand the explosives. For not only that, but you also gotta use it to defuse the bomb, because when you're defusing the bomb, there's gonna be a bunch of incoming explosive weapons, and with the Blast Shield Pro, or Blast Shield in general, it's gonna save your ass, and you're gonna go for the defuse. Gives you a chance to defuse the bomb, and sit rep. To see if there's any traps or whatever like that. But for the third perk, any perk is fine right those. But I highly put it. The first perk you could really change it the one you want. The third perk too. But the second one, Blast Shield Pro, is a must in Demolition. It's gonna save your ass from all these incoming grenades that are gonna come. Anyways, for the strike package, I definitely recommend using the support package with the advanced UAV, stealth bomber, and the EMP. No, those are the three combinations. The first one you're gonna use is advanced UAV or the EMP. After the EMP, you can use the advanced UAV, and the last one is stealth bomber. The reason why the stealth bomber is the last one is the advanced UAV is gonna pinpoint where all the enemy players. Now you're gonna, when you know where the enemy players are at, you pick the stealth bomber and you use it to kill the most players as you can. A lot of players as you can and everything. That's why I use it. There's a lot of there's a lot of ways to use that, but I recommend you advanced UAV, stealth bomber, AMPs, because when you're playing Demolition and it's going for a long time, there's gonna be a lot of those. A lot of people use that combination, the EMP and stealth bomber and the advanced UAV, but it's a really good combination. That's why I highly recommend you guys using it. Now, that's pretty much it for the offensive and defensive tacticals. Now let's go on for the tips to win the game. It's best to move together with the offensive team members. When you're playing defense, sometimes it's best to move with the offense. That way, when the rushers plant the bomb, you'll be close enough to them. That way, you can defend the bomb site. Because once you guys set up your defenses, your defensive line around the bomb site, it's highly difficult for the enemies to break through that and defuse the bomb. But they still can if the enemy players are good. So you guys gotta keep that in mind. All right. Another tip is that usually there's a bomb site in every map that is that's like more difficult to plant. When you're than the other one that's more easier. So what you gotta do is go for the easy one. Plan it. Let's say B is the hardest one. Damn, that like everyone's over there. It's freaking difficult to plan it. And A is easy. There's no really no defense, no covers. No, there's nothing like that. So what you gotta do is one of the rushers, if you're the rusher, plant the bomb on A. That way, the enemy team will be distracted. They'll send a few people to go defuse A. That way, the whole team goes for B. That way, they clear the enemies. They go for the plant, and they stay. They get the hardest one. That's usually one of the biggest tips I could give you in Demolition. Use one of the bomb sites as a distraction for the other bomb site. Get the bomb site, you explode it, you got the hardest one out. The rest should be more simpler, everything like that. All right. Another tip I could give you is when one of your teammates is planting the bomb, stand right next to your teammate to distract the enemies and suppress the enemies. So that way your teammate can plant the bomb. I use this a lot when I play Demolition. One of my teammates is prone and he's planting the bomb, but I'm next to him. I'm standing on top of him. So all the enemy players are coming towards me. They think I'm planting the bomb, and so they start shooting at me. But what they don't know, what they don't know is that I'm not planting the bomb. I'm being defense right there. I'm shooting those guys, suppressing it. So that's another great tip I could give you guys through that. Now, when the round starts, another tip I could give you guys is when the round starts, head over there as fast as you can to the bomb site to determine where the enemy is protecting. Because they're like, alright, there's gonna be teammates, enemy team that's gonna be like less protective over one over another. So what you gotta know is like, alright, where are these guys at? Yeah, they're at A. All these guys are at A. They're leaving B by themselves. That's usually a trap right there, because once you blow it up, all their defense line is already gonna be they're gonna set up their defense. It's gonna be the most difficult thing to do, because once they set up, the enemy sets up their defense. It's one of the hardest things you guys as a team could do to plant the bomb, because it's gonna be nearly impossible if it's like a really great team with really solid defense line. They're blocking all the entrances, and it's really difficult. Now that's why when the distraction comes in, you plant the bomb, maybe one or two will go, but you use that A as a distraction for to get the one of the hardest ones and everything like that. Now another tip I could guys give you is, if the game goes overtime, have the rushers rush to the bomb site as fast as you can, or as they can, and have make sure those guys have blast shield equipped. Blast shield is a huge help, and if the rushers plant the bomb, have the defense team ready to be to defend the bomb site as they can. Now like imagine this, if all the defense team or the whole team in general has blast shield pro, you could easily win the overtime game mode. They're gonna be throwing a bunch of grenades and everything. You're all of you guys are gonna survive all those, unless it's like 3 or 4, or at least Centric sucks at you, then you're pretty much screwed. Anyways, but yeah, it's much easier if you guys equip Blast Shield Pro. It's a huge help, and it's really great, a really great perk in Demolition. Well, that's it for this episode. This is about Demolition, one of my favorite game modes, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys on the next one.